What's up, familia? Your girl Miranda here, back with another video. Today's video is a special one because we are taking a blast back to the past, back to the 90s, and checking out some of my most watched 90s movies as a kid. And this video did come inspired from my buddy Ryan, aka Mr. Nickles. He did a video himself, and this is honestly one that I'd actually been kind of meaning to do. So I'm going to be sharing with you today my most watched, like on a daily basis, weekly basis kind of thing. You know, play it, rewind it, watch it again kind of thing. Movies from the 90s. Now, you guys, growing up in the 90s, there was a ton of fabulous movies that came out. They were just so enjoyable, loads of fun. Unfortunately, I won't be able to share them all with you today because there are so many, but you will be seeing my top 10. And then at the end, I will also leave some honorable mentions for you guys to check out. In the comments below, if you grew up in the 90s, let me know what would be on your most watched list. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. So first up, we have a favorite of many people who grew up in the 90s. That is The Sandlot. This is just an awesome flick, you guys. If you're into baseball, if you're not even into baseball, but the story, you know, them trying to recover the ball and just all this like mischief they're getting into and just everything they go through to get the ball, and just the, you know, advancement of like their friendship and everything, the whole summer vibes, 4th of July, all of it. This is just an awesome film, you guys, which I'm sure most everybody who grew up in the 90s loves this, and I'm sure it's probably in your top 10, The Sandlot. And who did not have a crush on Benny the Jet Rodriguez? But yeah, you guys, The Sandlot, love it. It has held up so nicely over the years, and it continues to be a favorite of mine. Next up, we have The Goonies. Now, this one I hold near and dear. I know there's actually a lot of people who don't like this movie, but I think maybe part of the reason why I hold it near and dear is because it was filmed in Astoria, Oregon. And I'm an Oregonian, you guys, and I guess maybe it could just be an Oregonian thing. I don't know. But The Goonies, you guys. I was born and raised in Oregon. I live about 2 hours away from where they filmed the movie, which I have still never been out that way. I keep telling my husband, we need to go so I can go and see where they filmed the movie. But The Goonies, it's just a fabulous little adventure flick. Again, with the whole friendship and everything, it's just really cool. I love all the characters. They're all pretty unique. So The Goonies, you guys, another classic that I absolutely love. I mean, adventure, you know, and the whole kind of like pirate storyline going on. Love this one so much. Treasure. Next up, we have Richie Rich. Again, another one that I absolutely love, you guys. Just everything that they're going through to try and save his parents. You know, he kind of starts off with the loner. Yeah, he had some kind of like little, you know, stuck up acquaintances, but then he meets these kids, and, you know, instead of it ending up being kind of like a paid off friendship, if you will, it ends up being just a really great friendship that they develop over, you know, this short period of time. And it is just loads of fun, kind of adventurous. So I absolutely love this. Like, his mansion that he lives in is awesome. Next up, another one I'm sure many of you 90s kiddos out there love. That is Space Jam. This was just so beautifully done, the whole mix of the live action and the cartoon. I'm actually a really huge fan of movies like that, like, you know, Roger Rabbit, you know, the Looney Tunes back in action, things like that. But Space Jam, you guys, this is just, you know, cartoon characters playing basketball, little alien dudes playing basketball, and Michael Jordan. Yeah, it works, you guys. So this is just one that was constantly, I watched it so much. Just a classic, you guys. All right, this next one, personally, I would not want to be attacked by these little dudes, and that is Small Soldiers. Like, what if, like, your toys and your Barbie dolls and everything just kind of went like all hardcore military on you, and we're trying to attack you and holding you hostage and stuff like that. Like, this movie is just loads of fun. It has held up so nicely over the years, you guys. I need to upgrade this. Actually, you will see. The only one that I have on Blu-ray is The Sandlot. So I need to get to upgrading these because I know they all have Blu-ray releases and everything. But anywho, you guys, Small Soldiers, loads of fun, a really cool concept here. And it's, again, just one that I would constantly watch. Small Soldiers. So we have another Macaulay Culkin film, and that is The Pagemaster. I love this one so much. I think that this one is a bit underrated from the 90s, but it is, you know, he's kind of this like loner kid, which is pretty sad, but then he befriends, like, he overcomes fears and everything through these, you know, books and whatnot that he befriends at the library. And it's just a really cool little like adventure flick. I love like the vividness and the colors of, you know, because it goes from like live action to, you know, like cartoon fantasy. So it's just kind of really cool and a great message of like overcoming fears. And then there was Mrs. Doubtfire. This is one of my all-time favorite Robin Williams films. Rest in peace. But Mrs. Doubtfire, this just has a lot of beauty to it, this film. There's lots of great messages in the film throughout. It's just the whole kind of like family vibes. It's like a family that's like falling apart and everything, and the dad wanting to, you know, be able to spend more time with his kids because he has, you know, limited visitation and stuff. And it's just a really great film, you guys, and everything that he goes through just to be with the kids and whatnot. It's so beautiful. I absolutely love this film, you guys. Highly rewatchable, and it's just fantastic. Next up, we have The Indian in the Cupboard. Now, as a kid, I truly did love this movie, and it was just such a cool concept, you know, of this cupboard and these little figures coming to life when you put them in the cupboard and everything. And, you know, the kid, he was sort of a loner. He had his one friend, but at the same time, you know, he was kind of lonely. And so he gets this cupboard. He, you know, has these figures. He puts them in there and they come to life. And he befriends the figures and everything. And they form this, like, friendship and everything. And it's just really cool, and just the kind of concept of between, like, you know, cowboys and Indians kind of thing, and the feud between them, and how then they also become friends and whatnot. And so it's just a really cool flick. But I will honestly say, though, as much as I love this as a kid, as an adult, I don't think that it has held up very well, as I don't really like it as much as I did as a kid. But as a kid, it was one that I watched a countless number of times, and I absolutely loved it as a kid. So we're talking, you know, in the past, not the present. So this had to be included, though. So next up, we have Matilda. This one, Mara Wilson, she just did so fantastic in this film. I love her personality in it, her powers that she has and everything. And just the whole cast in general is awesome in this film. I love her, you know, friendship that she builds with Miss Honey. And then let's not even talk about Miss Trunchbull. She was mad creepy. She was, ugh. Oh man, I would not want to be stuck with her. But yeah, you guys, just a really great film here. Loads of fun. Now, this last film is actually from the late 80s. I believe it came out in 88. But I had to include it because even though it's not a 90s film, it was still one that I was constantly watching in the 90s as a kid. Like, more than some of the other 90s flicks that weren't even mentioned today. And that is The Purple People Eater. This is like one of my all-time favorite Neil Patrick Harris films. This is just loads of fun, you guys. It was one that I actually had like recorded on a VHS, and I would play it and I would rewind it and I would watch it again because I loved it that much, you guys. Purple People Eater. And also, obviously, you have Ned Beatty in here, and you know, he's great. Just a great cast in here as well. But yeah, you guys, it's just a fun concept of a movie. The music in here is also really great. You also have Little Richard in here. It's awesome. And I always just had loads of fun with it. Another one that was kind of a great little summer flick as well, since it does take place in the summertime. So yeah, you guys, Purple People Eater. I will say though, so I got this off of a site that does like that kind of burn on demand called I think it's like Movie Buffs Forever or something like that. But honestly, you guys, don't waste your money. I did not care for the transfer because this originally does not have a DVD release. It never made it to DVD. You can actually watch this full movie for free here on YouTube, you guys, if you just type it in, and it's like literally the same, you know, it looks the same. The picture looks the same. So don't waste your money on trying to get a copy of it. I mean, in my opinion. But I mean, I'm at least happy to have it in the collection. Purple People Eater. So that is it, you guys. These were just like general kind of like live action movies. We're not talking like Disney or your holiday favorites like Hocus Pocus or Home Alone, because we all watched those as a kid. But these are like all the other films out there that we would constantly watch, you know, as a kid in the 90s. Again, so much nostalgia. Thank you for this idea, Mr. Nickles. You know, growing up in the 90s was fantastic, guys. Honestly, one of like the best eras and whatnot. So yeah. Anywho, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I will leave some honorable mentions right now for you to check out.